To recognize whether someone carries a legacy of kindness from many past lives, observe these 7 signs. Dear friend, there are those whom, upon first meeting, you immediately sense a profound peace around them, as if they have journeyed through countless lifetimes, tasted life's storms, and yet preserved a heart of harmony. They do not show off nor feel the need to prove anything, yet every word and every gesture they make carries an invisible power that can soothe the souls of those nearby. They are neither saints nor ascetics, yet there is something unique within them, a gentle, deep light, an understanding of life that requires no lengthy explanation. Perhaps it is because they once walked through previous existences, cultivating their spirit through endless cycles of birth and death, leaving indelible impressions upon their consciousness. These people may not recognize their own special qualities, for to them, living with kindness and compassion is instinctive. But if we pay close attention, we will notice the 7 characteristic signs of souls that have practiced virtue over many lifetimes. These signs are not merely outward expressions, but reflections of a profound inner world, a heart tempered by the passage of time. If you find these qualities within yourself, perhaps you too bear the fruits of many lifetimes of good karma. Let us together contemplate and recognize these imprints within ourselves. Sign 1. A mature soul, wisdom beyond their years. In the endless flow of samsara, some arrive in this world already bearing traces of past lives. Though their age may be tender, their thoughts and outlook on life surpass those of their peers. They neither live carelessly nor become entangled in petty conflicts. Within them lies a quiet ripeness, a deep, silent intellect, as if they have endured countless ups and downs and learned lessons that others might take a lifetime to grasp. Such individuals often possess an extraordinary calm, as though nothing can panic them when adversity strikes. They do not hastily blame fate, nor allow themselves to be swept into the whirlpool of suffering. They may feel pain or sorrow, but they are not overwhelmed by emotion. They understand that everything happens for a reason, that happiness and suffering are but stops along the journey of liberation. Thus they display a steadfastness that defies explanation. From childhood they stand apart. While friends chase amusement, they prefer quiet observation. They are not easily drawn into meaningless disputes, nor are they enticed by vanity. They recognize early on that life is impermanent. Glory will fade. Triumph is but a passing breeze. Hence they do not chase fame or strive for superiority. They simply live, quietly feel, and learn from life. This understanding cannot be acquired overnight, but is the fruit of past lives of experience and practice. They have strong intuition, perceiving the essence of matters without lengthy explanation. When others remain confused by choices, they already know the right path. When anger arises in others, they understand that forgiveness is freedom. When many seek happiness outside themselves, they know that true peace arises from within. As the ancients said, the wise are unmoved by victory or defeat, unshaken by honor or disgrace, for they know that all will return to emptiness. This is the first sign of one whose kindness spans many lifetimes, a quiet yet penetrating wisdom, a tranquility amid the ever-changing flow of life. Sign 2. Equanimity in the face of change. Those whose virtue extends through many lifetimes embody a steadfast serenity, like an ancient tree standing firm in a storm, like a still lake even as storms rage around it. Life is impermanent and everything changes constantly, yet they are not swept up in those changes. They understand that every event is part of cause and effect, that joy and sorrow each arise and dissolve according to their own conditions. Therefore, they neither resent fate nor panic at hardship. When confronted with adversity, they neither flail in despair nor cast blame. They accept everything with a calm attitude, not out of weakness or resignation, but out of a deep understanding of life's impermanence. They know that what comes will also pass, that no pain lasts forever and no joy is eternal. The only thing they can truly manage is their own mind. While others may panic, suffer, or lament their fate, these souls choose to observe and reflect. They see in each challenge an opportunity to cultivate their character, in each sorrow, a profound lesson about existence. They do not try to control what lies beyond their power, but focus instead on adjusting their own mindset. Such serenity is not something everyone can attain. It is the result of many lives of practice, of repeatedly facing suffering without being consumed, of falling and rising again with a smile. When loss occurs, they do not cling, for they know that all in this world is transient. Attachments form and then dissolve. When betrayed, they hold no grudge, understanding that everything unfolds according to its own karma and that everyone bears the consequences of their actions. For them, life is like a musical composition with highs and lows, sometimes gentle, sometimes intense, but all merely brief passages in the eternal journey. They neither cling to joy nor fear sorrow, for they know it will all pass. Only the mind remains within their control. As the ancients said, those who know enough are always content. Those who know how to let go are always at ease. Letting things follow their course without striving, without grasping, without forcing, that is the way of equanimity. This, then, is the second sign of one who has cultivated virtue across many lifetimes: serenity amid the storm, calm within myriad changes, and a heart untroubled by gain or loss. Sign 3. A compassion that flows as naturally as breath. Some people, though they were never taught ethics or raised in environments of deep kindness, nonetheless possess a profound heart of compassion. They do not help others to earn praise, nor perform good deeds expecting anything in return. Their quiet benevolence is not a choice, but part of their very nature, effortless, like breathing. Their love is not pity, but an unconditional love for all beings and all things. When they see someone suffering, they feel more than mere sorrow. They long to share that burden, even if only a little. When they encounter a person in danger, they do not hesitate or debate whether to help, for their heart has already decided before their mind can catch up. They help because they cannot not help. They love because they cannot not love. Unlike those who perform kind acts only when observed, those with a legacy of virtue from many lifetimes often act in silence. They need no recognition and ask for no reward. They might quietly slip money into the hand of someone in need, pause in the street to help an elderly person cross, or secretly buy food for someone without a home without ever hearing thank you. Their joy comes from seeing another's suffering eased, not from worldly acclaim. Those whose compassion runs deep are also slow to judge. They understand that everyone carries their own story, wounds unseen by outsiders. When they witness someone's mistakes, they do not rush to condemn but wonder what hardships led that person astray. When they see selfishness or cruelty, they feel not resentment but pity for a soul lost and in need of light. Their love extends beyond humanity to nature and all creatures. They wince at the sight of a wounded bird and stoop to pick up a crushed branch. They do not regard themselves as the center of the world but feel a profound harmony with all that surrounds them. This deep compassion is rare. Not everyone is born with it, but is the fruit of many lives marked by suffering, loss, and hurt, yet choosing love over hatred. Because they have known suffering themselves, they truly understand the pain of others. Because they have once been lost, they freely guide those who wander. As the ancients said, he who understands life will harm no one. He who understands suffering will always extend a helping hand. This is the third sign of one whose kindness spans many lifetimes: a boundless heart that needs no reason, a kindness that requires no repayment, and a compassion as deep and silent as the ocean, vast, unassuming, yet strong enough to lift all that sinks. Sign 4. A deep and accurate intuition. Some people, even as children, possess a rare gift. They sense what lies ahead without any obvious signs. Not some mystical foresight, nor something learned from books or life experience, but an intuition like a silent lamp glowing within their mind, revealing the essence of things before they manifest. They cannot explain how they know, they simply do. When they meet a stranger, they immediately feel whether that person carries good or negative energy. When faced with a choice, they quietly recognize which path leads to peace and which invites trouble. When an event is about to unfold, they pick up on tiny signals others overlook. Their intuition doesn't serve self-interest or manipulation but quietly guides and protects those around them. A single gentle word can warn someone away from a disastrous decision. A timely suggestion can stop someone from falling into an irreversible mistake. They do not set out to lead, yet the light within them naturally shines on those who stray. They do not use intuition to control fate or others but adjust their own course with subtle skill. When they sense danger, they neither panic nor fight destiny. Instead, they flow with the currents of karma while preserving their own well-being. This keen sensitivity stems not from speculation, but from countless past lives of observation, hardship, and deep realization of cause and effect. What they know is not taught but remembered, experiences imprinted on their soul through cycles of birth and death. They may experience prophetic dreams or feel an uncanny familiarity upon meeting someone for the first time, as if they had known them in another life. They may step into a strange place and feel at home, as though they once lived there. These are not fantasies but signs of a soul shaped by many lifetimes, now recalling its own wisdom. As the ancients said, the wise need not see to know. The enlightened need not learn but simply remember. This is the fourth sign of one whose kindness flows across lifetimes, an intuition as bright as a lamp in the dark, an insight that needs no explanation, and an unwavering trust in things unseen by others. Sign 5. Gentle words that carry incredible power. Some speak without florid language or grand declarations, yet every word they utter holds remarkable power, not because they are master orators, but because their speech arises from a profound understanding of life and a sincere heart that has traversed many lifetimes. Their words are neither heavy nor coercive, yet they can touch the listener's soul like a cool stream nourishing parched earth. They speak not to impress or manipulate, but to say exactly what is needed, at the right moment, in the right place. Thus their words have a transformative effect, awakening those who have lost their way and soothing those whose hearts are wounded. They do not argue or defend, for they know truth needs no loud voice or proof. When faced with obstinacy, they simply smile in silence. In the midst of pointless debates, they choose quietude, understanding that speech from a mind not yet enlightened is like wine through empty branches. They naturally comfort and encourage others. Confronting someone in pain, they do not immediately offer advice or solutions but first listen deeply. They know that sometimes what a person needs most is not counsel but genuine understanding. When they finally speak, each word is gentle yet profound, born of lived experience and a heartfelt empathy for suffering similar to their own. They are careful with their speech, aware that every word can wound or heal. They refrain from cruel remarks, insults, or harsh judgments, knowing that emotional pain cuts deeper than any physical wound and that scars from words can last a lifetime. Beyond comfort, their words can awaken insight. A single simple sentence can help someone recognize a truth they've long ignored. A quiet piece of advice can free someone from torment and set them on the right path. They do not intend to transform others, yet the sincerity in their voice inspires voluntary change. As the ancients said, the words of a sage are not thunderous but fall like gentle rain upon thirsty fields. This is the fifth sign of one whose virtue spans lifetimes, a soft yet potent voice, a depth of understanding in every phrase, and the power to heal with the very words they speak. Sign 6. Harmony with nature. Some people, when standing amid nature, do more than simply observe, they truly feel it. A passing breeze can leave them lost in thought. A falling leaf can awaken reflections on impermanence. To them, nature is not an inanimate backdrop but a great teacher, a vast and silent source of energy that deepens their connection with themselves and with the universe. They love the natural world as though their soul once belonged there. They need no grand expedition or majestic mountain view. A single sunrise in the morning or a quiet sunset in the evening is enough to still their spirit and align them with the earth's rhythm. They do not merely see a blue sky, they sense the universe's vastness. They do not merely watch a bird in flight, they understand the absolute freedom hidden in each beat of its wings. They can wander into a deep forest without feeling lost, for in their heart they know they are but a small part of nature, like a leaf, a drop of water, a grain of sand on a boundless desert. They do not consider humankind the master of this world, but regard themselves as temporary guests on earth, treating every inch of soil, every branch, every stream with reverence. Sometimes they feel nature speaking to them. A sudden rainstorm may bring a gentle reminder, a flower blossoming in a rocky crevice may teach them resilience, a cold wind may reveal life's fragility. They require no philosophical tomes, for nature itself is the greatest teacher, instructing them on impermanence, on the law of cause and effect, on the universe's wondrous workings. They also show special respect for all living beings. They would not pick a flower merely to admire it, break a branch for amusement, or kill an animal for personal satisfaction. They understand that every life has value and that all things have a spirit and a purpose. Those whose compassion flows from many past lives often find peace when immersed in nature. When life grows hectic, they retreat from noise to listen to the wind, to touch the water, to feel the earth beneath their feet. They know that nature is the purest wellspring of energy and the place where every wound of the heart can find healing. As the ancients said, the enlightened do not seek truth in books but find it in the wind's song, the rain's patter, and the fall of each leaf. This is the sixth sign of one whose kindness spans many lifetimes, a natural harmony with earth and sky, an open heart toward all things, and the ability to discover truth in the smallest details of nature. Sign 7. A simple yet sufficient life. Those whose virtue endures through many lifetimes often lead lives unburdened by excessive material desire or ambition. They do not chase luxury, nor do they pursue wealth, knowing such things are fleeting, here today and gone tomorrow like a passing breeze. To them, a simple yet fulfilled life, a tranquil heart amid the world's bustle, is the greatest treasure. They are not ascetics nor do they reject material comforts, but they always know when they have enough. They do not compete, compare themselves to others, or get swept up in endless ambition. They may own much but remain unbound by their possessions. A modest meal can bring them joy. A small, peaceful corner of a home is enough for their rest. They do not accumulate more than necessary nor carry burdens they do not need, understanding that when they depart this world, only wisdom and good karma travel with them. Their simplicity extends beyond material things to their outlook on life. They do not complicate matters or entangle themselves in needless trouble. They choose to live slowly, savoring each moment and cherishing everyone they meet. When they drink a cup of tea, they fully taste it. When they engage in conversation, they truly listen with their whole heart. When they walk a familiar path, they still notice the beauty others overlook. They cling to neither past nor future, knowing that the only reality is the present moment. If one lives each minute fully, then life itself becomes complete. To them, life is a journey, and every experience offers a chance to learn and grow. They do not fear challenge or avoid hardship, for they know every obstacle brings a valuable lesson. They do not try to hold on to anything. They let things come and go naturally, understanding that attachments form and dissolve according to their own causes and conditions. They love with all their heart, yet if a bond ends, they release it without regret. They invest passion in a task, yet if it no longer fits, they quietly step away without sorrow. As the ancients said, he who knows sufficiency is truly rich. He who is unburdened is truly free. This is the seventh sign of one whose kindness flows through many lives, a life of simple abundance, a gentle heart unchained by possessions, and an unhurried grace before life's ever-changing currents. The mark of a noble soul. Dear friend, some truths in life cannot be grasped by reason alone but must be felt by the soul. A person whose virtue spans countless lifetimes does not need to prove themselves nor seek recognition. They walk quietly among us, carrying peace in their gaze, compassion in their heart, and profound understanding in every word and deed. These signs are not meant to distinguish the noble from the ordinary, but to remind us all that we are on a soul's journey of evolution. If you recognize these qualities within yourself, perhaps you have already walked the winding paths of many lifetimes, learning great lessons that led you to today's calm wisdom. And if you have not yet seen these qualities in yourself, do not worry, for life is a continuous learning process, and anyone can become a more beautiful, compassionate, and equanimous soul. Slow down, listen to your heart, love without reason, help without expectation. Let go of unnecessary worries and learn to dwell fully in each present moment, because in the end, what we leave behind is not wealth or fame but the love we have given, the hearts we have warmed, and the benevolent footprints we have imprinted upon this world. As the ancients said, wisdom lies not in books but in how we face life. Goodness is not innate but cultivated in every thought, every word, and every deed. If you are fortunate enough to bear the signs of a noble soul, cherish them. If you are still on the path of discovery, remember that each day of kindness, gratitude, and love brings you closer to awakening.